I'll tell you, we've seen some real agility out of the big fella in this series.
Doncic three. That's right.
Is the Luka-Kyrie combo destroying the NBA? Even though these star players bring so much value to the game, the various facts and data tell us that this might be otherwise. The Dallas Mavericks dynamic duo of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving has been making waves in the NBA. They've been clearly showcasing an offensive power that many teams indeed find difficult to counter. Their recent 7-game winning streak, including a dominant victory against the second-seeded Thunder, has pushed them into the spotlight. While their on-court chemistry and friendships do translate well on court for scoring high, it is necessary to also look at the wider picture, because such pairings not just decide the game happening now, but set a general course for the upcoming seasons as well. One of the primary concerns coming from partnerships like Doncic and Irving is the piling up of elite talent on a selected few teams. This trend has been ongoing in the NBA not from yesterday, but for many years. The Mavericks' acquisition of Irving to pair with Doncic is thus the latest example of this trend as well. When did this actually start though? Well, the history of superstar pairings in the NBA is long and storied, from Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the 1980s to Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in the 1990s. However, the modern era has seen an acceleration of this trend. The formation of the Miami Heat's Big Three with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh in 2010 marked a turning point, leading to a new era of player-driven super teams. Some of the other examples also include Kevin Durant joining the already stacked Golden State Warriors in 2016, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George teaming up on the Los Angeles Clippers in 2019, and famously, James Harden joining Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on the Brooklyn Nets in 2021 too. While this creates exciting matchups and high-powered offenses that can be thrilling for fans to watch, it also leads to a significant imbalance in the league. Teams that cannot attract or afford multiple superstars are left at a considerable disadvantage. Indeed, there is data to support this trend. In the 2022-23 season, teams with multiple All-Stars had a significantly higher winning percentage of 0.610 compared to teams with one or no All-Stars with 0.452. This gap has widened over the past decade, indicating an increasing competitive imbalance. Young players and teams with multiple superstars may find it challenging to get meaningful playing time and opportunities to grow. This can stunt the development of the next generation of NBA talent, potentially weakening the league's overall skill level in the long run. The Doncic-Irving pairing only strengthens the NBA's current obsession with offensive firepower. As described in the analysis, the Mavericks' offensive rating with both players on the court is an impressive 123.7 points per 100 possessions. This focus on scoring ability often comes at the expense of defensive strength and team balance. The league-wide trend towards offense is evident in the statistics. The average team offensive rating has increased from 106.4 in the 2014-15 season to 114.1 in the 2022-23 season. This significant jump reflects changes in playing style, rule interpretations, and team construction strategies that prioritize scoring over defense. Aren't high-scoring games supposed to be good? While high-scoring games can be exciting for casual fans, what this too much emphasis on offense does is that it leads to a one-dimensional style of play. Teams often prioritize scorers who score points rather than investing time and money on building a well-rounded team. The average points per game for NBA teams has risen from 100 in the 2014-15 season to 114.7 in the 2022-23 season. While this increase in scoring can be attributed to various factors, including an increase in pace and three-point attempts, it also reflects the league's shift towards offensive-minded players and strategies. The analysis of the Doncic-Irving partnership highlights the heliocentric nature of their play. What on earth is the term? Well, in this style, one player dominates ball possession and decision-making and has become increasingly common in the NBA. While it can be effective, especially with players of Doncic's caliber, it raises questions about the long-term sustainability and desirability of this approach. Doncic's usage rate of 36.8% in the 2022-23 season is among the highest in the league, indicating the degree to which the Mavericks' offense revolves around him. Heliocentric offenses can lead to predictable gameplay, with teams relying heavily on one or two players to create most of their scoring opportunities. Sooner or later, role players may find themselves relegated to spot-up shooters or occasional cutters, with limited opportunities to showcase or develop a broader skill set. This new dynamic can also lead to challenges in team chemistry and player satisfaction. Role players may feel undervalued or underutilized, potentially leading to higher turnover rates as they seek opportunities elsewhere. Imagine if enough care was not given to Scottie Pippen or Dennis, and they had left the infamous Chicago Bulls team of 1996. Would Bulls be the 96 champions then? Partnerships like Doncic and Irving often come with significant financial implications. The salary cap structure of the NBA means that teams investing heavily in multiple superstars may struggle to build a well-rounded roster. For the 2023-24 season, Doncic and Irving are set to earn a combined $77 million, which is approximately 56% of the Mavericks' total salary cap. This leaves limited resources to fill out the rest of the roster with quality players. Furthermore, the financial commitments required to maintain these superstar pairings can limit a team's flexibility in future seasons. This can result in a go all-in or leave it completely approach where teams mortgage their future for short-term success. While this can be exciting for fans at the moment, it can lead to prolonged periods of rebuilding if the strategy doesn't result in a championship. The most important of everything is that the success of teams like the Mavericks with their Doncic to Irving pairing can create a domino effect across the league. Other teams may feel pressure to pursue similar superstar combinations to remain competitive, leading to an arms race of talent acquisition. The result is a league with a clear divide between a small group of contenders and a larger group of teams struggling to compete. This lack of parity can lead to decreased interest in regular season games and predictable playoff outcomes, potentially harming the overall appeal of the NBA product. Data from the past decade shows that the same few teams consistently make deep playoff runs. Between 2013 and 2023, only 14 different teams made it to the conference finals, with some teams like the Golden State Warriors appearing multiple times. This concentration of success among a small group of teams underscores the challenge of maintaining league-wide competitiveness. But won't the superstar players help the young talents? The success of superstar pairings like Doncic and Irving can also impact how teams approach player development. There may be an increased emphasis on identifying and nurturing potential superstars, with less focus on developing well-rounded role players. This can lead to a more top-heavy talent distribution across the league, with a wider gap between star players and the rest of the roster. The number of players averaging over 20 points per game is increased from 27 in the 2014-15 season to 49 in the 2022-23 season. While this partly reflects the league's offensive trend, it also indicates a focus on developing high-scoring players, potentially at the expense of other skills. It does not end there. The offensive dominance displayed by partnerships like Doncic and Irving can influence coaching strategies and player development across the league. Teams may prioritize offensive skills and three-point shooting ability over other aspects of the game, leading to a homogenization of playing styles. The league-wide increase in three-point attempts illustrates this trend. In the 2014-15 season, teams attempted an average of 22.4 three-pointers per game. By the 2022-23 season, this had risen to 34.2 attempts per game. But the fans are going crazy for the pairing, right? While such pairings can create excitement and attract casual fans, they may also have negative effects on long-term fan engagement. Fans of teams without multiple superstars may become disheartened, feeling that their team has little chance of competing for a championship. Moreover, the predictability that can result from a league dominated by a few superstar-led teams can reduce the overall drama and excitement of the NBA season. This could potentially lead to decreased viewership and fan interest, particularly in markets without contending teams as well. Now, what do you guys think the teams should do? Do drop your views in the comment section below, and we'll meet again in the next video.